Hello ladies, welcome back to Self Love TV. I'm dropping in tonight with part 2 of our journey to self-love. I hope you ladies follow along with me in the workbook. I hope you have gotten the workbook. I did get a message from 2 ladies that have purchased the workbook, and I'm so happy that you decided to purchase the book for your own personal journey. I think it's very helpful. This is a really good book. If you have thumbed through the book as I have and read through the book as I have, it is a really good workbook to have for your personal keepsake, that something that you can use over and over again, especially at times of our life when we're at our lows. It's a good reminder of who you are and help you to get back to you. So we kind of just covered a little bit of introduction, I would say, and I'm not going to go through every single thing because it's a workbook. It's something that you can do at home, but just kind of highlighting some of the things that I really think is important, and finding out and understanding what self-love is and what self-love isn't, and why we struggle with self-love was the things that we covered in part 1, and some of the benefits of loving ourselves. That was what we covered in the first section. I hope that you guys continue to read why women should make self-love a priority. I'm not going to go over those things. I'm kind of going to skip through because that's something that you can just do in the privacy when you have time. But I wanted to get to the self-assessment, and I thought this was really, really important. And I'm going to read how self-love can change your life, and then we're going to talk about the self-assessment, where are you in your self-love journey. And this is something, and we'll see, hopefully you can see it, get to this page, and this is something that you should be really, really honest with yourself about. No one knows, so it's important that when you're rating yourself on this, that you be completely honest with who you are, because even if you score at one thing and you know it's something different, you're not helping yourself. So it's important that you be really, really honest. So, okay, how can self-love change your life? Truly loving yourself can transform your life on so many levels. Imagine just for a moment what life would feel like if it was fueled from the inside, rather than by external measurements of success based on societal standards or others' expectations. The energy that comes from self-love will propel you into becoming the best version of yourself. No longer trapped in the pursuit of hopeless relationships, emotionally unavailable partners, people-pleasing, self-doubt, jealousy, envy, or destructive behaviors. When self-worth grows from within, love blossoms and spreads to the outside world, making relationships more enriched and authentic. With self-love, you can become free to make mistakes and still move about in the world all the time, learning and growing. One of the benefits, I think, of self-love, and as the book is said, is you're not so consumed with external things, because what you feel about yourself on the inside is what radiates. You know, and I think that is the problem with a lot of women when it comes to having relationships with other women, because we sometimes have that little bit of envy, because oftentimes when we're looking at women and judging them or saying something about them, that's an indication that something's going on with you. And I've been in places, waiting in line in department stores before, and overheard women say, "Oh girl, look at her, look who she thinks she is." And that little thing inside of us that make us always want to judge someone, because everybody has a right to like what they like, even if we don't. And for us to always say negative things, you can look at some things sometimes and be shocked by and be like, wow, that's bright, that's a bright color. Wow, I wouldn't have the courage to wear that hat. But for you to negatively send out something into the atmosphere about a person because it's something different from what you would consider doing, shows that there is something on the inside of you. So we need to understand why we do that. And that is one of the reasons why women have so many problems with getting along with each other, because we're so judgmental, and oftentimes there's something inside of us that we haven't quite overcome that allows us not to be accepting of people and who they are and the way that they want to be. Every time I go to the bowling alley with my babes, there's this guy that shows up every week, and he wears this tie-dye. He looks like he's from, like somebody picked him up from 1970 and brought him into the 21st century. But he has on these same jeans with the split in the side with all these tie-dye colors, and the shirt is tie-dye, and he has like a ribbon around his hair that's tie-dye, and his hair is really long and scraggly. He got on a peace sign necklace. He wears this every single Sunday, and people talk about it. But I was sitting there one Sunday and I said, you know what? He just being him. He's doing what he likes. And that should be okay with us. It should resonate with us that we can be who we want to be. We can wear what we want to be. And no one should be sitting up judging the person, saying he don't need to be wearing that's old. You know, he can wear what he want to wear. So this is not going to be something that's going to solve all of that in the world, but it will help you to realize that we got to be accepting of ourselves and the way people are. And if it's something that kind of ticks you a little bit, you gotta wonder why. What is it about you that's make you feel a certain kind of way about it? So I'm gonna put this on the screen as well, but I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna put it on the screen, I guess, after I kind of read it, so that those who don't have a book can see it. But the self-assessment, basically, let me see, it is, how many questions is it? It's actually 10 questions. And I'm going to read them. And there is a scale of 1 to 5. And I guess it says, let's see where you are in your journey towards self-love. Rate these statements on a scale from 0 to 5. And when finished, add up the total score. Okay. So, number 1, it says, I believe I am worthy and deserving of love. Now, for you to know the scale, 0 is never, 1 is rarely, 2 is sometimes, 3 is frequently, 4 is most, and 4 is most often, and 5 is always. So, I believe I am worthy and deserving of love. Is that never, rarely, sometimes, frequently, most often, or always? Number 2, I believe I am special. I believe I have a purpose for living. I am able to communicate my needs and wants. I'm accepting and loving of my body just the way it looks. I do not need to be in a romantic relationship to feel whole. I think it's okay to make mistakes and not be the best. My feelings matter as much as everyone else's. I place equal importance on my feelings as on other people's feelings. I deserve good things in life. And then there's a scoring at the bottom. And so what I'm going to do is actually insert that here. And as you can see, 40 to 50, it says you have achieved a wonderful sense of self-love. No, keep growing and loving yourself. 30 to 40, you're on your way. Keep taking time to remember you are special and important. 20 to 30, there are some times you feel worthy and other times you struggle. Keep working and believing in yourself. 10 to 20, you struggle to feel worthy and loved. You are in the right place to learn how to love yourself. 0 to 10, it's time to build a new foundation for you to develop self-love. Keep reading. You deserve it. So, once you do this little assessment of where you are in your journey, you will kind of have a little bit of an understanding where you fall in the areas of your life that you probably need some help. And I suggest, ladies, please be honest. Please, please, please be honest. We would like to all put 5s down here, but I'm sure there's something in this assessment that is not quite a 5. So let's be honest, okay? All right. In the conclusion, it says, I am so proud of you for your willingness and courage to take the first step of our journey together. Your recognition of the importance of self-love will hopefully sustain you through the next chapter as we prepare ourselves to delve further into the practice of self-love. All right, this is the first step, it says. So, there are going to be affirmations at the end of each chapter. And this is something that you should I'm going to highlight. I use a yellow highlighter, so I'm going to highlight them. And make sure you read it. Take a moment to focus on it. It says to breathe and repeat the statement to yourself until you're ready to turn the page. So this first affirmation is, opening myself up to vulnerability is where the magic begins. Opening myself up to the vulnerability is where the magic begins. Say that as many times as you need to before you turn the next page. So, we'll see you next time on part 3 of our journey to self-love. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace and love. Bye. In part 3 of our journey to self-love, we will discuss the power of a daily self-love practice.